Okay, so not that anyone needs my permission to do anything. Well, okay, some people need my permission to do some things. There are little people and a big person in my house that definitely need my permission to do some things, but not that anyone else really needs it. But I guess this is more for, I think there's always some mom guilt floating around or a lot of things that make us ignore our guts. And I hate that because I think our gut is very important. And there's a reason you have these mom vibes, and there's a reason you have these female vibes, and there's a reason you have human vibes. There's this gut check of right and wrong, or helpful or not helpful, or healthy or not healthy, or beneficial or not beneficial, things like that. So there's a lot, and I get pressured from my friends about this, and not in a mean way. I don't think anyone's trying to be mean, but many times we try to self rationalize, right? By talking to other people about our stuff and say, oh, I do this, kind of hoping for some personalities kind of want a bolster of like, yeah, me too. I also do that. Like you want that commonality. It's human nature. You pretty much want to be in agreement. You want to know that you're on the right side. And we tend to do that by, polling the audience. I might have to write about this one too, because I'm not quite as coherent as I want to be. Um, but before Charlie Kirk was killed, okay, this is a deep one. Maybe not a kid in the car podcast episode, just FYI. But before Charlie Kirk was killed, there was a girl who was stabbed in the neck on a subway or a train or a bus. I'm not sure. But it was everywhere. It was everywhere. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's a writer and a big time writer, and we were talking about how hard that hit. And then followed right behind that was the Charlie Kirk assassination, and then how hard that hit. We're not meant to see people be murdered, real people being killed, and we're not meant to see that and not have a visceral reaction to that. And both of these people were murdered in real life, for real. And it was weird. Both actions were taken on their neck. And unfortunately, I'm a bit terminally online for work and my own stuff. But I logged into Twitter maybe just a few minutes after Charlie Kirk. And like after that footage hit the web, and I saw it. Like not blurred, not anything. Saw it multiple times from many angles. And I saw the girl too. I saw Arena, I believe it is. I saw that happen to her. And the same sort of scenario, just again and again. And watching her cower and look up and be scared and cry, and watching people not do anything next to her, and watching an obviously crazy person. I mean, this is obviously a crazy guy mutter around and be able to just like walk away. It was like watching people celebrate Charlie Kirk's death, like in almost real time. And it's not right. Sure, I agree. It is not right. But that's not really where I'm going with this. Where I'm going is that I can't unsee it. I can't unsee that. And everything in my life experience right now relates back to my kids. Sort of everything I am is kind of kid stuff, and it just does. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not like a bitter mom about it. I love it. My kids are rad. And I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than I'm trying to take care of them all the time. That's mom life. So I'm thinking about them all the time. But I was so glad my kids were not on social media. And granted, they're both fairly young. I don't know that if I was a social media mom, I would let them have it at this age anyway. One is 7 and one is 12, but no one can unsee that. My kids wouldn't be able to unsee that. And so when we talk about like social media, and I've blogged about this, about being kind of a helicopter parent, and I definitely am, but it's because I can't undo it. You can't unknow something. You can't unsee something. And my job is to guard their hearts. And I'm going to do that. And there's a lot of things coming for their hearts right now. And there's a lot of people who say, oh, well, we'll teach them to use it responsibly. I get it. I totally get where you're coming from. But there's no way to see that responsibly. It's just not meant for kids. A 12-year-old doesn't need to see someone shot in the neck. 12-year-old doesn't need to see people sit idly by while a girl is stabbed. A 7-year-old certainly doesn't need to see those things. This is just not for children. And when we open up these pathways to our kids, through, well, it's basically traditional media now, but what would have been considered non-traditional media, when we open up all these gateways, we're giving access to our kids and vice versa. We're giving access for our kids to look at things, but we're also giving the world access to our kids. And the world can't have access to my kids. I don't trust the world. And there's a lot of people that are, thinking that I'm sheltering my kids. And maybe my stance on this makes them feel bad about their own stance or makes them uncomfortable, or they just think I really am doing my kids a disservice. And that's not my intention, obviously, to do my kids a disservice or to make anyone feel bad. My intention with this is I'm going to protect my kids. And I guess if there's a secondary intention, it's to make you feel a little bit better about you taking care of your kids the way that you see fit. Because it's not popular. This is not a popular stance I have taken. There's all these apps to regulate and limit and change and hide and this and that. And I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. What I know is I can take it away from them and I can keep them from looking at it for sure, for now. And I can guard their hearts. There's a group of moms at my kids' school, and we're all pretty much on the same page about social media and phones. And I know I'm actively influencing them because I want my kids, and selfishly doing so, because I want my kids to continue to have unfettered sort of access to their kids. But it's like a disease. It's fully like an infection because my kid hears about things like the Charlie Kirk assassination from friends at school. That's going to happen. I understand. I can't keep her in a bubble forever. I know that. But did she need to see it? No. No, she did not. And did I talk to her about it? Did I explain to her explicitly that I did not want her to see it? Absolutely. And we talked exactly about why. Because of this exact reason, what I'm telling you right now. We talked about what could have happened, why it could have happened. We talked about all the important issues that related to this. But I don't want her to see it because she can't unsee it. I don't want her to see it because it will sit with her, maybe forever. And she's got enough to carry. All of us have enough to carry without adding to that. And it's my job to protect her and prepare her because one day, yeah, she's going to see things that will be hard on her, but it doesn't have to be right now. It just doesn't have to. And I'm going to get to decide as much of it as I possibly can because I don't trust the world to do that. I don't trust the world or a village to take care of my child. That's my job. I will take care of my children. I'm their mom.